Hello students, welcome to our channel of personal tutors. We were dealing with interpretation of geographical maps and we were dealing with we have already dealt with the scale of the map as well as we have dealt with the four-figure grid reference. So we have already spoken about the four-figure grid reference. When dealing with four-figure grid reference, we dealt with different types of objects that we could take. For example, we had taken the spot height. The spot height is 348 and you have to find its four-figure grid reference. So for spot height is written in this manner, dot 348, and we are taking its four-figure grid reference. So when we are taking four-figure grid reference of spot height 348, we first need to write its easting. So this is the easting to the left of it. Its value is 08. Okay, so its value is 08, and for the same spot height, the northing is this one, which is 03. So for spot height 348, the four-figure is 08 and 03. Similarly, if you look at certain other features, like if they ask you the some settlement, we had said yesterday about Makawal. So this settlement is Makawal. You can see the red color there. There are some boxes you can clearly see which are in red color, and its four-figure grid reference will be 05. So for Makawal, it will be 05 will be the easting. This is the easting, and 04 will be the northing. This is the easting and this is the northing. Now look at 348 again. When you look at 348 again, what do you observe? This is its four-figure. If you have to write its six-figure, you will be writing 08, the easting, and you'll put a dash for the next value of easting. Here again there will be an easting which will be included, and then you will have 03 and a value of northing. So this already is northing. Okay, so now you have to look at the 08, and this is the dot. You have to take the value with reference to the dot. Take value of dot before the number. So this is the value of the dot here. So we'll get this dot roughly 1, 2. So it will be 08, 2, and this will be roughly 4. If we divide the grid, this particular grid, it is written dot 348. Rather, it is written dot 348. So you have to take this value of dot. So first, second, we have taken this from down: first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So it will be 5. This is what we were trying to do yesterday. We were trying to recall the various objects for which the four-figure and the six-figure can be written. Now we have listed out some of the objects for 6 figure we had listed out, and these are triangulated height. It is like this. Then we have a black colored tree, survey tree. We had listed out a survey tree. Then we said a blue circle, unlined well, filled circle, lined well, then spot height. This is triangulated height. This is spot height. So we had taken certain objects like this, which were considered to be the, say for example, the survey tree can be seen here. Okay, you can see a survey tree here. You can see a well here at this point. Okay, you can see an unlined well here. They can ask you for a settlement over here. Okay, an unscattered settlement over here. They can ask you the 6-figure grid reference. So they can ask you some of these. Temple is another one which they ask frequently. And then they very often ask you the post office. So just see, this is written PO here. Okay, the word PO is written over there, and that is how you know that it is a post office over there. Okay, so these are some of the objects which are used for 6-figure, generally used for 6-figure. Bricklin was another one which is being used for 4-figure. Okay, so now today when we deal with the next topic, that is the types of drainage and settlement patterns. So we'll just look at the types of drainage. When we speak about drainage, when we are speaking about the drainage pattern, we'll be mainly dealing with the term drainage, which implies an area which is collectively drained by a network of rivers. They generally don't ask you this. An area which is collectively drained by network of rivers. This is what we say. There may be one river, there may be other rivers along with it. So we call it as this whole thing. Okay, so network of rivers, like it may be like this. We may have one river and there may be a network of rivers. This whole is one drainage pattern, right? So that is what we call as the drainage. Now we'll just discuss, when we are discussing about the drainage, you just look at the first type of drainage pattern that can be seen on the topo sheets, is the dendritic drainage pattern, which generally develops in a region which has below it the rocks are of same nature. Okay, So what kind of pattern do we get? It is this kind of pattern we get. This is the kind of pattern that we get when we speak about the, it's like a tree like pattern can be seen on the dendritic pattern. Okay, and then so when you speak about dendritic pattern, we will have this pattern which is seen here. Okay, this pattern which is seen here, dendritic pattern of drainage, this pattern. Okay, now the question is asked to one particular grid. The question is pertaining to one particular grid. I'll just explain you different drainage patterns and then we'll look into the examples of drainage. This was one. The first one was dendritic. The second one is trellis. Now when we are speaking about trellis, it is the main river, this is a main river, and the rest of them are meeting at 90 degrees. The other rivers, they meet at 90 degrees. So this is called as the trellis pattern. Just look at this pattern here. This is like this. In this particular grid, you can see the trellis pattern. You can see the rivers, the tributaries at 90 degrees. It is like this, like this, like this, like this, and you can see further it is like this, like this. So you can see the 90. Look at this main river, the tributary meeting the main river at 90 degrees. So it's called as trellis pattern. And then there is a next one which is called as the radial pattern. So from a particular height you will find that the streams are coming out. From a height you will find the streams are coming out, and this is called as the radial pattern. But then they generally, when they ask you these three, there is also like a next one which is called as disappearing drainage. Disappearing. So when we are speaking about the different drainage patterns, the disappearing one is like this. And you can see this here. You can see the dash, dash, dash and dash. So it's a disappearing kind of pattern here, right? And then the radial pattern can be seen in this grid, this particular grid. You can see from a height it is moving out, moving out, moving out, moving out and moving. So this is a radial pattern. Okay, so you need to understand the three different patterns of drainage, and the fourth one, disappearing, is also included into it. Generally, drainage is formed by a group of rivers, a river and its tributaries, the pattern that emerges on the ground of the streams. If it is a hard and a soft rock bed, then this is the pattern that we said in this grid, we said was the trellised pattern. Okay, and then if it is a smooth ground, then you will get something like this, which we call as dendritic. But if from a hilly area the rivers are moving out, we call it as radial. So just recall it, we said radial 1 from the height rivers are moving out. Okay, so this is what we called as the radial pattern. You'll have to look into different topo sheets if you really want to understand the different types of patterns that we listed out. Okay, now another topic that we are doing today is the settlements. Now, how do we show settlements? We said by the red squares. If it is a red square which is completely filled, then we call it as permanent. But only red square not filled, no color is filled inside, it is temporary settlement. If the color is not filled, it is temporary settlement. Now there are 3 patterns that we mainly deal with when we speak about settlements. One is the nucleated pattern. This is generally now types of settlement. When we speak about settlement, types of settlement, we look into types of settlements. Now, what are the types of settlement? If it is a clustered one, many of them are together, then it is called nucleated, or we also call it as clustered. So this is nucleated. This is nucleated. Okay, this is nucleated. Okay, then this is nucleated. So these are all nucleated settlements. The second one is the dispersed or the scattered one. Okay, generally if it is a hilly area, dispersed, or this is the second type, scattered one. Scattered type of settlement. So in this, in a box, in a grid, you'll find that the settlements are far away. They are not clustered together. Look at this. This is a one single. This region has a scattered settlements. Okay. Then this grid has scattered. They are spread far away. Generally, when it is mountainous area, this is generally found. The scattered one is generally found when it is a mountainous area. And then we have a third type, which is linear. This is the third type of settlement. They are on the either side of a river. A river is there and you find them in a line. You find the settlements in a line. Then it is called as linear settlement. Okay, so 3 are here linear, but it's that grid has a nucleated settlement. So that is called as a linear settlement. When along a metalled road, they are just in a line, then we call it as linear settlement. So they generally ask you type of settlement, or they ask you the difference between the two settlements. Another important question that is being asked is the name the most important settlement. Name the most important settlement. In that case, you have to see post office. Metal road is close by. Dispensary. So, how many facilities does the settlement have? How many facilities? Okay, like, do we have PO? Do we have dispensary? Post office. So in this topo sheet, this particular Datani has a post office. Okay, this Bhatana also has a post office, but then the metal road is close by. Okay, so we'll consider Datani as the important settlement over here in this particular topo sheet, right? So the most prominent settlement is Datani over here. While doing these, you'll have to practice it from different topo sheets. Like from different, you'll have to practice whether it is a trellised pattern or a linear pattern, or it is a nucleated pattern of settlement, or a trellis pattern of drainage. But then you need to know one thing: drainage is shown by these black lines. This looks like a streams or rivers, so it is basically shown by these black lines. The drainage pattern is shown by this, and the settlements by these boxes, red boxes which are here. The settlement pattern can be, and you will have to remember that drainage pattern, as well as the question says identify the type of drainage in, this is 0705. So you'll have to take right of 07, and this is 07, this is 07, so right of this. I'm saying 07, right side, right of 07. Okay, and when they say right of it, when they say 05, so this is 05, you have to take above it. So 05 above it, this is your grid. So whatever is the grid formed here, over here, what is the drainage? In this grid, what is the drainage. So you can clearly see this is a drainage we call as radial. How do we know it? You can see lots of, how do we know that it is a radial drainage? You can see lots of brown colored lines. See, these are all brown colored lines. They indicate a hilly area. Okay, so this indicates a hilly area, and then from here the streams are coming out. Okay, streams are black colored lines are moving out. So we call it as radial pattern. Okay, we'll just look at one more over here. We can say, we have already said for this one that it is a trellised pattern. Identify the grid in this particular grid. So we'll say 0, 9, 0, 2. In 0, 9, 0, 2. So 0, 9 is this one, 0, 2 is this one. Here you can see that the river is coming out like this. So this is dendritic. Okay, so 0, 9, 0, 2 is dendritic because the streams are coming out like this, right? This is a dendritic pattern. So this is what we need to practice about the settlement drainage patterns in the topo sheet. We'll deal with directions and other concepts tomorrow.